Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Axtech as per usual, and today we are going to be building a computer for someone, my sister, because her current computer is absolutely atrocious and we really need to do something about it. Without further ado, roll the intro. Welcome back to the channel everyone, welcome back, thank you for tuning in to another video. Now I know I'm a bit all over the place, kind of haven't done, intros and whatnot for a while. All the videos have just piled up, mainly during, like the April, May, June part, and I haven't really had any actual videos made, during, August and a couple months before that either. So we're back onto it. Today is September, so, I skipped out on August making videos. Thank fuck, I had a bazillion videos just stored up, so I decided to use those, emergencies and all that. As you can clearly see, you'll probably see me slightly better. That's due to me actually getting a Canon Rebel T5. I kind of needed a camera upgrade, and since my birthday passed, perfect opportunity to get myself a brand new camera, or used in that opinion. it does the job, alright? New or used, does the job. Okay. I've also updated the the props a bit. Wall behind me is gone, but we are now upgrading to an RX 580 in my hand with a lavalier mic, which cost me a fat $16 about 4 years ago, back when I started YouTube. And I've of course just got my phone there, as you can see, just got my phone, the recording. Yeah, we'll just hide that for a bit. so without further ado, let's actually get into the video. All that stuff. And by the way, if you're here, make sure you leave a subscribe, because I'm kind of trying to hit roughly 1,000 subs by the end of the year. So if we can double what I've currently got, we will be sweet. Okay, so today's PC is all, surrounding my sister. So I actually built my brother's rig before I built hers, but video-wise, he's actually playing on it. She's not playing on it much, so it's much easier to actually grab the PC from her, shoot B-roll, do this, do that, and actually, make the video rather than my brother, because I have to unplug everything, move it up from there, blah blah. It's complicated either way. Well, with my sister's rig, I went through a lot of DIYing. The case originally actually had no side panel, ironically, so I had to, make that one up myself. Let's be realistic. The shitting series, that was just me proving I'm good enough for it. And yeah, it came out well, I can't complain. But I won't keep you here any further. We can talk about this stuff after the montage. So without further ado, we're gonna roll the montage. I'm gonna show you how I clean the PC, how I, do all the modifications, how I build it, add the RGB lights, and of course B-roll and performance. So without further ado, roll the montage.
places we went, the spaces we hid, the people we were. All the people.
No! 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 The graphics card doesn't fit. Oh my god. Oh my god. You are shitting me. You're shitting me. Alrighty, so as you can see, it was kind of a, up and down journey with it. My sister doesn't exactly play, Modern Warfare or like Call of Duty. I mean, it's the same game, but you know what I mean. Or like, big AAA title games. She plays, mostly those indie games. I was actually surprised with one of the games she plays. Like, I got no clue that she actually played that game. The what's it called? The robot one that looks like freaking the quick game. I'll put it on screen. You'll see anyway what I mean. I forgot the name. Sorry, I just don't play it. Alright, so I guess we can start with the case having a no side panel. Well, this case was actually listed for free on Facebook Marketplace, and for once in those computer groups, it was actually close to where I live. So the moment I saw it, I was like, yeah, I need to go and pick this up. So I immediately sent them messages, and I can't pick it up today. Picked it up the same day, and yeah, free case. That case usually runs you about $45 with the tempered side glass, with the tempered side panel, tempered glass side panel. Mine's just plastic, and plastic reflects light really badly, which is why plexiglass cases look so shit, and glass just looks so much better, especially tempered. Tempered just looks absolutely amazing. There's nothing you can do about it. But yeah, I had to fabricate it myself. It also didn't come with the screws for it, so I bought some pink screws off of eBay. I got no idea what the threads are called, because we got the M thread for like, usually it should be for mounting the motherboard and SSDs, and you've got the other thread which is used for hard drives, PSUs. What are my hands shaking like a freaking thing? This thing's a bit heavy. Yeah, I forgot exactly what those other threads are used for exactly, but PSUs, hard drives, and cases. Usually use the more broad, like thicker ones, the thicker thread, and this is the M thread, which is like the smaller, more usually longer one. I've got no idea what number M it is, and I've got no idea what. I'll just flash on screen. All right, here you go. So yeah, I ordered those. There's little pink like thumb knobs. Since they come from China, it's probably going to take them like half a year to arrive, because freaking Carolina virus, unfortunately. Whatever you want, but you know, we got to do with what we got to deal. Also had to make a custom power supply shroud because I thought originally that this case actually came with it, but ironically it actually didn't. I'm kind of confused to what happened there, but it didn't come with it. And so the first time I made the PSU shroud, it was on based on the design with the hard drive caddy. And then when I decided to remove the hard drive caddy because, well, the GPU was too long for it. I mean, that thing can only fit, I think it was like 270mm graphics cards. That guy can I think he's pushing easy 300mm or 30 centimeters if you want to go basic. So you know, I had to do what I had to do, so I had to remove the hard drive caddy, and then once I removed that, I realized, oh shit, the power supply shroud is kind of not long enough. So I decided to, you know, make another one which was longer and slightly designed a bit better, even though at the end of the day, if you look from the back, it still looks horrific because just PSU shrouds, they look good from the front, but as soon as you tilt your head in any direction, look at like the more finer details, you're gonna see some homemade crap there, like, trust me. Yeah, it's not even funny, but whatever. Yeah, and as for the hard drive caddy, I had to remove it. You know, I think it was a couple, or it was more like fucking 20 rivets in. Basically, those rivets held half the case in, so I had to go ahead and like put those rivets back in to make sure, you know, the front panel will not actually stay together. It was actually it was built pretty well. I can't complain. It's a flimsy case, but it was built pretty well. I can't complain. And as you can see, I decided to mount the SSD behind where I believe that's where a pump would go. Even though I don't think you would really put, you know, a full water cooling system in this case. I really doubt you would do that. But yeah, I put it where that goes. The top two holes line up perfectly, then the bottom two line up kind of dodgy. I think it was mainly meant for the SSD to go behind, which I find really stupid. Just put it flat, for crying out loud, and then I can mount it both on the front or the back depending on what I feel like. I mean, you've got the freaking hole there. Like, it's so stupid because you're gonna see the back of the SSD. Like, it's so stupid. Just use your brains, Deep Cool. Yeah, I'm not a really Deep Cool fan. I prefer more Thermaltake, to be honest, you know, those, you know, budget brands, truth be told. But yeah, it works. Like, I put the SSD there, it holds. It's not, the screws aren't 100% in, they're just enough in so that, well, you know, it holds the SSD. I mean, SSD is going to be held in by one screw, for crying out loud. They're SSDs, not like hard drives. On the other hand, the hard drive is held in by one screw, and it is directly mounted to the front grill where air is actually supposed to pass. So basically, this computer kind of overheats. The GPU hits a toasty, I think it was 80 degrees, which is kind of normal for an R9 280X. But, you know, it's still pretty toasty, and I don't really like it. Card's probably going to kill itself soon. I mean, it is already artifacting, but, you know, we'll see when it dies. I'll probably slap it in like an RX 570 or 516 that just, you know, make the build look decent. But yeah, as I said, the GPU is artifacting, unfortunately, probably due to who I bought it from. I actually bought two graphics cards and one of them didn't work. The thing is, you have to understand, during the coronavirus, there weren't many graphics cards for a decent deal, and anything that was slightly dodgy, and by dodgy I meant dodgy but it should work, I usually took the gamble on it. As you saw with the RX 570s, one of them was a dodgy one, so I decided to buy it and I shoved it in the oven, and well, guess what, it worked. I haven't made a video on that one yet, but and there was also another one which I bought from eBay. I forgot the video. I genuinely forgot the video that was for, but I spent like $60 shipped, and that was for like a dodgy one when the guy said it was working absolutely fine. I only could have had 2 bids on it, so, you know, winners there. But yeah, I bought two R9 280Xs for $80 shipped, but one of them didn't work, no signal, shoved it in the oven and nothing happened, so oh fuck it, it's dead. And then the second one, which is in the rig right here, when I booted it up, it seemed to work, so I just put it away, you know, left it in. No, didn't leave it outside with the humidity, I left it inside because I'm not that stupid, I don't do those mistakes anymore. But it's starting to artifact now. Certain games will artifact, others won't. Sometimes that certain game will artifact, other times it won't. Valorant, for example, it was just freaking polygons everywhere, I couldn't see the screen. I rebooted the computer, I unplugged the GPU, plugged it back in, and then the artifacting was gone. I rebooted the computer and the artifacting came back on, like, you know, visual glitches on the side of the screen. I don't know. I'm just gonna wait for it to die and then replace it because I kind of want to get the money's worth out of it, even though it was money wasted, unfortunately. Hey, at least I'm keeping the economy going, put it that way. We also have to talk about the 4th gen motherboard that we're using here. Now, this computer was found at a local junkyard, well, not junkyard, like a, you know, recycling place, and they cost me a pretty penny. You know, the thing is, I built the computer so ages ago, I can't be stuff checking the spread list I've got. So like, let's just say I got off a lot of money, and it was worth it. I can't complain. At the end of the day, you got a motherboard, CPU, and RAM, which is excellent. 2x4 works absolutely fine. I mean, you can also upgrade to 16 gigs in the future, and even more. You'll probably go to 32, sorry, if the motherboard supports it. I actually don't know if it does. It probably will. Let's be realistic. I forgot the chipset it is, but I'm pretty positive that chipset does indeed accept. Well, 32 gigs of RAM. Not sure about 64, but 32, I'm pretty positive. But the thing is, where they knew that people were going to try and put graphics cards in them, and they did everything in their possible way to mess with you. Now, I've built with a motherboard that had the USB 3.0 connector right next to the GPU, and thank fuck I was actually using, an RX card, because as you can see right here, there's a lot of free space in there, and basically I just slid it right through there, and I just plugged in, no issues. So yeah, when you remove that graphics card, you also have to remove the USB 3.0 with that build, ironically. Yeah, I just made it come in from the bottom, and then I think it was out that way. So yeah, it was a smart design when I did that. But with this one, unfortunately, since you have an R9 280X, which is quite a beefy card, I mean, heat-wise, not performance-wise, it's 280Xs are pretty dead now. 1050 Ti performance, nothing too special. But you can't, you can't do it. So what I had to do to make the GPU fit, I literally had to, first of all, I didn't use the USB 3.0 in the front. I used the USB 2.0 adapter, so that worked out, even though it's squashed. But I had to grab the front I/O and literally bend all the pins back, and pray for the best. And well, it works fine. Lights come up and whatnot, but they are seriously bent, and I don't think they'll last very long. So yeah, these 4th gen motherboards from the Lenovo don't want you to do that, which is why I would heavily recommend, which is what I did for my brother's rig, to go vertical GPU. If you can, if you're gonna get one of these, just buy like a cheap adapter for yourself, or do it yourself and just make the GPU vertical. Not only is it gonna look good, but it's also going to save you so many headaches with it. Like, just do it. You're saving money there. Use it for the look. I also want to talk about how the whole cleaning process and spray painting of the motherboard works for me. Now, when I have to spray paint a motherboard, 9 out of 10 times I'm going to wash it with soap beforehand, and then give it a good clean afterwards with water again, and then heat gun it and use an air compressor to get out the air from those little tricky spots, like the USB ports and whatnot. What I found is that with even other components, I actually start to wash components a lot more, and mainly because I have components which are so dirty, just so full of grime and just dirt and just rubbish, that even if I did use a WD-40, the water dispersant, it just would make a huge just kerfuffle of just crap all over the card. So my best bet is to just use water, which just takes everything away, because most of the time it's dust and whatnot, and dust just flows so well with water. And then when you add, you add soap and a toothbrush, and you go over everything, it just cleans up very well. And the thing is, even if I did want to put a layer of WD-40 over it, to help with the waterproofing and whatnot of the motherboard, because you just watered it. Unfortunately, I would have no way to spray paint it, because if you're going to spray paint it, what happens is WD-40, the water dispersant. I keep saying that, I'm just going to call it WD-40, but it's water dispersant. The water dispersant, basically is an oil, and enamel paint hates oils, and therefore just either won't stick, or it will just make it look really gummy, or something is going to happen and basically just completely screw everything up. Knowing my luck, it's probably just going to kill my motherboard. So yeah, that's genuinely about it with this rig. I enjoy building computers like these, because you got no time constraints. You don't need to sell. You don't need to worry about the price and whatnot. You can just build it and just not care. It could be the worst price to performance, but as long as it looks good and it functions, I genuinely could not care less. So yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year, so if you can get yourself subscribed, I don't care about the likes, don't care about comments, just to subscribe. I'm gonna heavily appreciate it. Thank you, and I'll catch you next time.